Hi there. What we're doing today is we're replacing our old existing frame that has been broken and re-welded a couple of times actually with a new frame received today. And I'm taking a picture of how this thing is strung. Got a new pull start pulley, which is nice. So what I'm going to do here is pull this bad boy out and pull the plug. I'm going to pull the tank, pull off the carburation system, and undo that bolt right there, and one on the other side. This bolt right here, can't see it, I'm pointing at it right there, which is the main, and I'll get a better picture of that later. To start with, this mount hole right here is 8 millimeters and needs to be drilled out to 10. And the reason for that is that this frame is used on the Solo as well. So at that, we're going to stop here and get the unit out and put up on something we can use. Alright, so now I've got the unit up on a work surface. I've pulled the plug. My intent is to get everything off of this that I can take off of it, and then lay the motor face down, and then to put the new frame right on top and secure these guys. So, alright, so you're probably asking why I'm doing this. I've got a little over 100 hours on this frame and motor assembly since I bought it from Captain Kurt. And it's, for lack of a better term, let's just say it's been abused. The unit has been turtled 3 times with the fly pod, which necessitated me, as far as I'm concerned, to buy a grasshopper. It's not subject to, let's say, some of the stresses that the fly pod puts on these frames. And a week ago, I had a crack here and a crack up there. So what we're going to do next is pull the tank. And what I don't see, good. So I'm going to take my phone and take a bunch of pictures so I know where all the cabling and stuff goes. Yeah, so I'm pulling the tank now, and I installed this last weekend after I found the cracks. And this is the XL tank, the extra large tank. So I've clipped the connections to the tire wraps. Take and undo this bit here, which I have to reinstall on the new frame. And this all just kind of lifts out. I did put some anti-heat stuff from an automotive parts place on here. I don't think we need it, but Chris was rather adamant about it. So, but this is the XL tank. So that's off now. And so I have removed the back strap from here for the tank and installed it properly. This hole right here holds the top of the motor in, which is this piece right here, which has got to come out. What I'm going to do first is pull the carburetor assembly off by taking this clamp out and then removing the top part so it can keep all the electrics and stuff kind of separated. So I pulled the carburetor off. I think the tach comes next in this mess, and this is going to get clipped, and I have to free up the ignition system. I'm going to take and cover this with a rag to keep it from getting damaged. So this gives me a chance to do a good inspection, check and make sure these bolts are tight, and that's where we're at so far. Okay, and just to grab another look around the edge. Like I said, I've got about 100 hours on this. I have replaced all the donuts once. The belt I have not had to replace yet. This has got to come out, and that's got to come out, and that bolt right up there. Okay, now we've got the 4 tank clamps installed, which the tank sits in here and comes up to rest, and we've got the rear strap put on, and now we're going to take a look at disconnecting these clamps which hold the throttle cable, and kind of getting that out of the way. And this is to keep the cable, the starter cord from chafing, which you can see it kind of is. And I like a bigger handle. All of the ancillary stuff, you can see part of my problem is this. It's not, when it was re-welded, it wasn't re-welded square. So what I'm going to do is take and lay this puppy down right on the hub, just like that. Okay, and we're going to take this bolt out here, the same one on the other side, and this one right here, which holds the frame in place on the motor, which attaches it to the motor. So do this real quick. Going to get the one at the top, which is not that wrench. This wrench. This wrench, by the way, came with the in your toolbox if you bought one. Other than that, the other wrench won't fit those bolts. It's almost useless. Now, what else goes on underneath here is the other strap for the fuel tank. Okay, so you know, and I don't forget it, right? Now, voila. Now we're gonna put the new one on. Oh, we can't, because I have to re-drill those holes. So give me a minute. And what holes I'm talking about are these holes. They have to be 10mm holes. So, back in a minute. Okay, so I've re-drilled these holes out, the 10s, and I put in my tank strap connection thingy here, and we'll take and get this lined up and set on in place. And we've got it installed. This bolt, that bolt, and that's for the tank, and on the other side. I'll probably loosen that up and straighten that strap up a little bit, but the motor's on the frame. Yay. I've installed the carburetor back on and put in the might need a little more slack here. Installed the throttle cable. Okay, and this is where our ignition's going as soon as I get to it. So, new frame, Motor's installed. Not a bad job. Well, here we are. We're reassembled. Props on, ready to go. I did replace this, but not this trip. So there's the new tank. This stuff you can get from Napa Auto Parts and use high temp. I know some of you guys, your stuff's falling off. Well, all I need to do is fuel it and pull it. And